Driving, kicking, Prescott, top of the key, yes.
Gets rid of it to Prescott, but he'll drive. Scoop shot in the lane over Patterson.
Bio's going to go to the hoop, and he'll throw it down with the right hand.
Handle has another great back door and a reverse. Oh, high off the glass from Curry. A highlight reel layup from the sophomore.
You saw Curry throw Rubio into some space. He'll spin with the left hand. That's a nice move from the 6'9" junior. In the lane, Curry with a block, and he comes down with it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the MIRE. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, Matt Pogue, Brandon Fury, Mandy Shovlin is over there, and we are all back with you live from the Cougar Den as Montgomery boys basketball gets set to take on St. Joseph of Metuchen. Boys, good to have, and girl, good to have everybody back. No one else is in surgery. Everybody's back. We're all healthy.
It's so quiet in here, she can probably hear us from over
I know,
there.
I'm serious. So, guys, tonight, pretty excited. The 7-1 Montgomery Cougars hosting the 7-2 St. Joseph High School Metuchen, because there's like 72 St. Joseph high schools in New Jersey at this point. This is going to be, by all accounts, a really entertaining ball game. Everybody wants to get out and run. The pace of play tonight should be firing away. And for whatever we saw at home against Middletown North on Tuesday, all of that badness faded away on Saturday against Hillsborough.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to run back and watch it, but I heard I missed a pretty solid solid action.
Everything that could go right went right for the most part, which is absolutely what you want, especially after a loss like that, and then you feel good coming into this game.
No doubt. Fury, talk a little bit about, you've had some experience, obviously, in that Montgomery-Hillsborough rivalry, and, what is that experience like when you're playing somebody where the stakes are just a little bit higher? And I had kind of alluded to the fact that maybe you can throw a little bit of maybe rationality out in terms of who's going to win and who's going to lose, because you get a little bit emotional in a game like that.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to go up against the crosstown rivals, but you got to control that emotion, and looks like the Cougars did a great job of that on Saturday.
They certainly did. Ryan Curry putting on a absolutely spectacular show passing the basketball, and Chris Rubio, the recipient of that, on a couple of spectacular probably really doesn't do him justice on those passes.
Chris had to do about as little work as you would have to do aside from having good positioning. Just put your hands here, and it was right there every time.
Great.
Just a streak of a pass on the baseline for a two-handed dunk. The best pass I've ever seen the young man make in transition through three guys that resulted in a dunk. It was I brought the Fury with that this week on the podcast without my boy Brandon.
Nice.
That was my play of the week. And all in all, just the way that you want to respond after a bad loss like you had against Middletown.
Yeah, and it's tough to, especially being their first loss,
Yep.
to have to wait that long for a chance to just get rid of that feeling must have been terrible, and they just kind of took it out on Hillsborough.
Yeah, unfortunately for them. I was going to say, let's take a look at Hillsborough's record. Do we have a minute to do that? Can you throw that up? Are you ready for me on that?
I got St. Joe's. I don't have Hillsborough, though.
This is where I'm getting Hillsborough in my head. Let's take a look at St. Joe's record. The two losses, guys, to Roseville Catholic and St. Benedict's, you don't really get two more high-quality losses than that as you look through the entire state of New Jersey.
No, and Fury was running through their scores in these games, and they're like scoring, even against those two teams that are just great teams, they're scoring 70 points and still losing. Like, anytime you can put up 70 on anybody, it's a good day, and if you put up 70 and lose, then it's crazy. And I think, did you say they broke the triple digits? Did they broke 100?
Roselle did against them.
Oh, Roselle did. Okay, but still, I mean, unbelievable. They're like putting up a lot of points, so I imagine it's going to be, like you said earlier, it's going to be like a track meet here, and that's what I love to see. Love to see track meets.
So does that mean you're going to start coaching? You're going to just
I might tell him.
right in the middle of the game, Tim is like out.
I'm going to go give him some running tips. I'm like, no.
Turn left.
Yeah.
Run faster.
Run faster. Turn left. Get those arms up. Pick up your knees.
So tonight, in order to win a game like this, I have felt for a long time that, and I guess when I say a long time, that was probably a gross exaggeration.
Like 30 minutes?
No, I was going to say I've been here 15 years. Grundy's here 16 years. How many times have we had a run and gun team? 4, 3, 4. So for as long as every time sporadically we have a run and gun team, which is a couple of times over the last decade, I have thought that within our run and gun offense, that we tend to play a bit more disciplined even within the run and gun when we play other run and gun offenses.
See, it's just funny, like you're calling this our offense a run and gun offense, and well, I see they have that propensity to do that. I wouldn't make it that's our offense. I mean, yes, they transition very well. They're able to get up and down the court quickly. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's a running gun, but I know when you watch a game, you're like, oh, they're running a gun. You know what I mean? It is. So it's but I think it's what you said, because they're able to be so disciplined. They'll still be able to find their spots on the floor on defense. They'll still be able to run some plays on offense and pick up that same pace.
I think a lot of it stems off of that Spartan defense that they play, though, too. Now, again, Tuesday night kind of notwithstanding, where that was one of the sloppiest first quarters I've seen, or sloppiest quarters in general. It just happened to be the first quarter that I've seen Montgomery play in a while in terms of committing turnovers. That was a throwback to 2000, whatever, like the before we even got into the 2010s, with a team that would struggle to handle the ball up the court against high-pressure teams. That's what that looked like, and that's just something you don't ever see in a Montgomery coach team. I feel like that is what we are often able to do to other teams that really want to push the pressure, because that matchup zone causes so many different problems if you really don't prepare for it and you don't see it all the time. It's kind of like that familiarity breeds contempt thing that we talk about when the Kyle Rarigs of the world come in here, like all the guys that are within the Montgomery coaching tree, the Montgomery coaching fraternity, that were a part of coaching it when they were here, that can say, all right, listen, we know here's exactly what they're going to do. But if you have to, first decode what we're doing, then teach it to your kids, just with the nature of the way the season goes, I don't know that you have enough time to do that.
No, it's not like football where you get your opponent, you know who you're playing, you get your tape on Saturday, you watch it, you have film session, and then by Monday you're running the plays.
Yeah.
It's all right, because you never, Grundy's a great coach, and he's never going to look past an opponent. He's never going to say, okay, Hillsborough, we should be able to get easy. Let's start looking at St. Joe Metuchen right now. He's not that type of coach. He's going to say, we're going to concentrate on Hillsborough. Now we're going to concentrate. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I'm going to go back to before. We know that we have a versatile team in Montgomery, and I think that is what can win the game tonight. You go against a running gun team, we can be run and gun, but we can also slow the game down. And if we slow them down, we can do so many things that they may not be able to do that can get us the win.
Well, and take them out of their comfort zone, right? If
yeah.
they're comfort zone running a gun, and we're able to slow them down, like you're saying, Fury, then that's when you make mistakes, when you're outside of your comfort zone.
Talking to everybody, about how the matchups actually shake out today, I think that there are opportunities to attack certain players defensively, and there are other opportunities to be able to utilize some guys that may not be as willing defenders as some others. I guess I think overall, just having watched a little bit of tape of them versus tape of us, we are much more willing to defend intensely than they are. I think that they would rather expend energy on the offensive end than the defensive end.
Yeah.
And that's...
it's understandable, but I think Montgomery's just had an experience of, if we play hard defense, if we do this right, we get easier offense, and offense is way more fun to play. So if we can create more chances for us, then sure, let's play hard defense because we get runouts and dunks.
Yeah, and just kind of scoreboard watching, that's something you can tell. They don't like to play defense. You give up 101 points in 32 minutes. That's hard to do, with all due respect. all their games are
I could do it.
all their games are high-scoring games, so they really don't like to play defense. It seems like.
Yeah, I think for us a big key is going to be, and this has been throughout the season, is just getting that offensive glass, getting that defensive glass, getting those boards. If we're able to control that, we're able to control the pace of the game.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to finagle the inner workings of my microphone so that I don't sound so
you fixed
stinking
it? You got it all fixed?
No, I hate that my other headset is broken. Nothing sounds right.
Oh, this is a different one?
Yeah, this is just one of the. That's why we kind of finagled a headset for Fury today away from somebody else.
Oh, it looks nice. I like it.
But
it's like a gaming one. Did you take that from your little brother?
No, that
sure?
one's more expensive than our usual ones.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Where'd
no
you
doubt
get
about
that from?
Yeah, I got it from my little brother.
You hear Montgomery taking the court for its warm-ups behind us. We're going to step away. We'll take a little bit of a break. We'll come back. We'll dive in a little bit more to the pregame. We'll talk a little bit about what else we have coming up on tap this week, which is a lot, actually. And then we're going to have boys basketball, what should be a good one. We have survived the weather this afternoon, and we are varsity only, 6 p.m. in the Den. St. Joe's, Metuchen, and Montgomery coming up. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the MIRE. Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, Tim Bartholomew, and Brandon Fury, and Mandy Shovlin. The whole MIRE crew with you live from the Cougar Den as we anticipate the opening inbound of St. Joe's Metuchen and Montgomery. St. Joe's, as we said earlier, 7-2. It's only 2 losses coming to St. Benedict's and Roselle Catholic, which is fantastic. Montgomery's loss obviously coming last Tuesday against Middletown North. We've talked about that one ad nauseum. Just as a parenthetical aside, because this is what we do here on the MIRE, I am such a nerd. Which we
Stop right there. We know.
We know,
Stop
right?
right.
So, like, I'm a big history nerd. I went home this afternoon. You know, obviously did the rest of my virtual hour and did what I had to do, and then I'm sitting there with the dog. I don't know what the dog did all day, but he was tired as hell when I got home, so he was just like chilling. So I put Lincoln on, right? Number 1, Daniel Day-Lewis, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Doesn't matter how many times I watch Lincoln. I was like, oh man, I gotta go. Like, I had to like stop, pry myself away from watching the slowest movie ever created, actually. And I was like, I don't really want to leave. I love it. I can't get enough. Can't get enough.
Good movie.
Also associated with my favorite podcast of all time, other than the MIRE, of course, the Muck and MIRE. 1865. This is a shameless plug.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. If you like history at all, go into wherever you get podcasts and listen to 1865. It's a scripted podcast, which you'd say, I don't really want to listen to that. You do. You want to listen to this. Am I wrong about this?
The audio alone is worth it. The way that they made a story come to life, it was incredible.
It's about from the day Lincoln got shot going forward. And there is so much true history that if they just taught us that crap in history class, I would have remembered way more of it.
Yeah.
Stuff happens in that podcast, and I was listening, this is last summer when I listened to this, and I was like, no way, that ain't true. And then I looked it up. It's all true. I'm not even going to tell you what it is because it's that good. You got to go listen to it yourself. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And maybe in my next car trip.
You need about 4 car trips, too. It's about 25 episodes long.
Okay.
It's no joke, but just so fantastic. So my nerdism is, whatever it is, and we're okay with that. So, and Christian Lugo just went behind the camera. First actual considerate human being who didn't cut in front of our camera.
And he gave a wave.
Yeah.
It was a wave, too. He knew.
Nice.
Zoran Milic, just right in front of the camera.
He actually pauses in front of it for a
He's
hot
like,
second.
What up? So, guys, let's get back to the stuff that people actually care about, I think.
Lincoln.
By the way, also a big JFK fan. I can watch JFK all day long. I
just like presidents. I just like presidents.
Rich Fisher in the house. This is when we know big games are getting big. People from Mercer County start showing up. All right. Montgomery defensively. The only team that has pushed the pace in terms of multiple players with the quickness to give Montgomery problems was Middletown North. You got to imagine that this will be the second team to do that. How does Montgomery adjust to that, and what do they have to do defensively to limit this very high-powered St. Joe's offense? I throw it out to the group. I don't care who goes first.
I say you have to limit fouls. You have to keep Noah, keep Prescott, keep Curry, and you keep your top guys out of foul trouble, right? Because it's okay to give them rest. They're going to need rest, but it's not okay if they're sitting on the bench because they need to save themselves for the fourth quarter. So we're going to need their defense for their 4 straight quarters this game. So you got to limit the fouls.
I'd say slow the game down. Take half court possessions. Run when you have to and when you can, but when you're in controlled offense, really take time off the clock. That's what's going to hurt St. Joe's.
Yeah, I actually agree with that 100%. That was my main thing too. But another thing they need to do is they need to close out on 3-point shooters, because like the other night, when a team gets hot and there's nothing you can really do about it, you need to keep closing out, and hopefully they don't even get to that point. If they can just get to shooters and make sure the 3-point line is not a comfortable place.
To me, this is going to come down to rebounding the basketball. We've seen Montgomery struggle with it a little bit against some teams that were content to be a little more physical. Despite the final score at Ridge, I thought that Ridge did a pretty decent job on the boards, and I don't think Montgomery can win a game where they get dominated on the glass tonight. I just don't see that being a thing.
I think. Go ahead.
So here's my question for you then. How does it work if let's say we are getting out rebounded, we put Gordy and Rabayo in, now are we going to get outran?
Well, that's the question. I mean, it's like anything else in life, right? You're given from this side and you're taken from that side, whatever it's going to be. So if that's a thing that you have to do in order to rebound the basketball, then to me all that does is put a little more pressure on your outside shooters that you need to shoot the basketball a little bit better, right? Because now if they might score, what you're, I guess, implying, Fury, is that they might be able to score in transition easier, then Montgomery cannot afford empty possessions at the other end of the court. So because I just don't think this is going to be a 45-42 game. This one is much more likely to be 87-85 than it is 45-42.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're going to have to limit the amount of time. You're going to have to balance how much time you're having the two bigs in and how much time you're not. It's and Grundy and his coaching staff always do a great job knowing the situation and when to make that change. But like you said, you're going to have to make some concessions if you want the boards like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Another thing that I was thinking about this afternoon as I was driving back into school was the game at Linden, I think, takes on so much more importance tonight than maybe we thought that it would, because this wasn't a team that Montgomery had expected to play. This was obviously a late addition because of the snow and the cancellation with Phillipsburg. And this game is an opportunity game. You know what I mean? You could have scheduled anybody. You could have scheduled a cupcake tonight. I think it also says something about the fact that both these teams wanted to play each other.
Yep.
So that shows you kind of where Montgomery has ascended to in the eyes of folks around the state. But that's a whole other topic altogether. What that game at Linden and the confidence that Montgomery has gleaned from going there and doing that's a thing that I don't know that you can put a price tag on. Fury, talk a little bit about that from the current student athlete's perspective. The concept of kind of seeing the ball go through the hoop in a tough spot situation. You to put it in your terms, you go to play Phillipsburg in a game where, stereotypically, traditionally, Peeberg is supposed to have the big hog mollies up front on both sides of the ball, and little old Montgomery's going to get dominated, and then all of a sudden you realize, hey, we're just as big and just as strong here, and we're not going to get pushed around. Having that experience and that confidence, how much does that go to the next time you have to be in that situation to go like, that's not even a concern this time?
Well, tough games build character, and you always say practice makes permanent, and your habits that you do in practice and in other games, they translate against the big one. I always say things like our coaching staff in football, the biggest thing that we talk about is doing the little things right. And those little things, they all show here in the big games.
What do you feel about that from a coaching perspective? Is it in track? Is there an intimidation factor anywhere? Is that a thing?
Sure. I mean, probably more so because I can go back and look at every single performance that this person has, and if you see that everyone wants to be a sprinter. So if you see a guy that's running 10 seconds every time in the 100, you know what I mean, and flat or almost breaking 10, that's an intimidation factor. And then just that off the line, if you get that step on him where you're not supposed to get your step on him, that just pumps the adrenaline and makes you work harder for it. And maybe you come out a winner, maybe you don't come out a winner, but you run your best race. So those types of things happen all the time. And to Curry's point, and as a coach, I preach this all the time to my track athletes. If you don't do the little things right, you can't do the big things right. So, and that's coming to practice every day. That's, stretching and doing conditioning, and it's doing all those little things that build up to be able to master the big ones. So, I like that. That's something that's been driven home to you in football, and obviously it's something that you embrace and you hold on to. So, like as a coach, that's what you want. You want them to walk away from. But yeah.
Also, no one's immune. Welcome to the show, Ryan Curry. Instead of
oh, did I say Ryan?
Yeah, no one's immune, folks.
Yeah.
You talk on this thing long enough. You just
hey, at least Ryan Curry is a current student.
That's also true.
He's a current student, and he's here in the building today. he
also true.
He didn't graduate college years ago.
I'm bad. You lose all sense of time and emotion.
Gary. I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry. And all props to JT Tartikoff. You're still on my mind after all these years, apparently, JT. So just hang in there.
Also, one last Fury and Curry rhyme. Tartikoff and Szymborski don't.
I know. It is what it is. So we are we're about 90 seconds away here from the national anthem in Montgomery. And then we're going to have the opening inbound of St. Joe's and your Cougars. 7-1 Montgomery, 7-2 St. Joe's. It's all coming up in just a matter of moments. Don't go anywhere. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to the Cougar Den. No?
No,
Okay, just checking.
oh, yeah, you confused me on that one.
All right. Welcome back to the Cougar Den. Keith Glock, Matt Pokes, and Bartholomew, Brandon Fury, and Mandy Schiller. As we are live. Starting lineups being announced behind us, and let's first bring you the starters for the Falcons of St. Joe's Metuchen. 7-2, Eli Barlow. He is the point guard, a 5'10" senior slasher. He's also got some range, got to get out on him. Amari Campbell and Cody Robinson, they play a 3-guard lineup. Cody Robinson, an ultra quick 6'2" slasher. And you're going to see him try to get to the bucket all night long. Senior Miles White, he wears number 13. He is 6'5", He is a big who also has a ton of range. Montgomery's got to take care of wherever he is on the court. And then finally the junior, 6'2", Ethan Simmon. He is a shooter. He is their best outside shooter. We got to be able to figure out where the heck he is at all times. And the starting lineup for your Montgomery Cougars, same as it's been all year long. Sophomore J.T. Szymborski has earned all those minutes. And then the quartet of captains, Noah Vlasic, Matt Prescott, Ryan Curry, and Chris Rabayo. So boys, highly anticipated matchup here between these two squads, and we're ready to go.
Looking forward to it.
Could be the game of the year right here.
Before we get started, let's head over to Mandy Shovelin. Mandy, what do you have for us?
Hey guys, glad to be here bringing you tonight's game for St. Joseph's versus Montgomery. For tonight, St. Joseph's offensively has to be as fluid on offense as possible, as they are strong scorers, and on defense they have to hold strong in ball pressure and their man-to-man offense, which is what they use most often. For Montgomery, offensively, they have to pass in and out of the post, as Chris Rabayo will be double-teamed most of the night. And defensively, they have to block the outlet, as that is where St. Joe's is strongest. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mandy. Good to have Mandy back. Everybody back in the fold, and we are underway for boys basketball. Slashing and kicking. Here's a three on the way. That's no good. Off the hand of Cody Robinson, and Montgomery will look to move the other way. Curry attacking. Prescott, he'll pull up, has his shot altered. Rabayo had a little mistimed jump there, and it actually ends up in the hands of St. Joe's.
Good fight, and you can already see St. Joe's is trying to up the pace.
A little step forward three, no good again. Can Rabayo hustle for it? No. Prescott had a crack at it, but it bounds into the hands of St. Joe's and Amari Campbell.
You gotta get those boards. That's going to be the key to tonight's success. Looked like he was going to pull there.
Yep. Good defense from Curry. A turnaround, no good. So far, so good defensively for the Cougars.
That's right where you want to be, in the half court.
Curry, little stutter step. He'll pull. I thought he was going to pull up. No, it'll be Vlasic.
It's going to be a long two-pointer.
Worst shot in basketball. And a rebound for the Falcons.
Both teams trouble breaking the lid on the rim right now.
That one's short. Curry with another rebound. He'll go up ahead for Prescott. Matt pushed in the back, no call. And here comes St. Joe's.
Got to get back on D.
And what do we have? A travel before the foul.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't get that little push on Prescott.
I think he tried to sell that maybe a little more than
Then it happened.
yeah.
Well, he sold me.
Yeah.
I bought it.
That's one of those in the first minute or so that I don't really mind that you hold the whistle on that one because
wait to see how the game goes
yeah. Sometimes those first foul calls set the bar for how you're going to have to call the game the rest of the way. Good defense from St. Joe's as they got a hand on that Rabayo hook in the lane.
And you can just see they're looking to get it up court as soon as possible.
Another travel there, but good defense from Rabayo to get to the baseline so that Miles Y could not get to the spot.
Collectively, they're getting back really well on D. Hopefully, that's a trend that continues throughout the night.
MIRE jinx is a real thing, folks. We played 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes this game, and nobody scored. And all we did was talk about the fact, and we're going to get another travel, that all we did in the pregame was talk about how this was going to be 90 to 85, and that's it.
It's a thing, baby.
We love jinxing everybody.
You get T-shirts made, MIRE jinx.
Hashtag MIRE jinx. Going to enlist my main social media contact, Darren Wallace, to get that rolling. Here's a three on the way, and finally the first points of the ball game from Ethan Simmon. And we talked about him. He's the shooter for their team, so.
He's got a little bit of a flat shot on that one.
elevates nicely, though.
Yeah, he gets up there.
It can be flat when you elevate that much. Curry will elevate. He'll rise fire. That's no good. Rabayo is going to be there for the offensive board. He's fouled and can't get it to go.
All right, here we go.
Let's take another look at it here as you see Rabayo earning a trip to the free throw line.
He's really fighting hard underneath the boards tonight. I know it's early, but you can see he's really working, trying to get those boards in. And he's got
First free throw is good.
Miles Wise is like 6'5", so he's got some competition under there.
Sure. Second free throw from Chris is good, so he's 2 for 2. Can see the kind of energy that Curry will bring likely all night long. This is potentially one of those kind of games where he might have to play all 32. Nearing the midway point of the first quarter, and so far it's certainly been lower scoring than what we would have anticipated. A long rebound, nothing really you can do about that. Penetration and a kick.
Nice kick out.
And that's a 3, good from Eli Barlow. Well, we noted it in the pregame, second chance points, got to rebound the basketball, right? I mean, it's just the way that it is.
There it is.
Vlasic, he'll hoist.
Get up there.
No good. Barlow getting things set, and another 3. That's no good. And they're going to get a foul on Montgomery underneath.
You can just notice on Falcons on offense, they're way more comfortable the faster they're moving the ball. And that one set, now they scored a 3 last trip down, but it was a long set and it was a second chance basket. They just didn't look as comfortable as they do when they're just pushing the pace.
Miles Y retreats outside the three-point line to gather that inbound, and this game so far, kind of feels like we're playing their game more than they're playing ours.
Yeah.
Y, great defense from Rabayo, but Y uses the window.
Yeah, and it was a good play, good hesitation. Oh, Szymborski wide open.
Leaking out for 3, no good from JT. And can they get a turnover? Yes. Good job by Curry there to contest on the far side.
They just got to get something to fall. Something's got to get in the basket. Need a big play. Get their energy up.
Cannot lose confidence shooting. Got to keep rolling because they're going to start falling. They'll go to the post for the big 6'9" Rabayo with a great drop step and a layup.
Just a bit underneath to dunk that one home, but it was great play.
Very odd. Here's a 3. That's no good, and a long rebound to the Cougs. Vlasic. And now Rabayo. He's going to go past Y, but he's got it knocked out of his hands. Here comes St. Joe's. And a good job by Prescott to concede the layup that time to Ethan Simmon.
Yeah, it was a tough situation. Simmon had the lane, and also he had a cutter, so it's going to be something hard to defend.
Though if you knock down a 3 here, you got to feel pretty good about things. Got to hurry but for an outlet. Finally, Rabayo does. Prescott, as his shot is going to be rejected.
It's all right. It's a good shot. Got to get it up there.
That is something actually that they talked about that they don't want to happen today, is those cross-court passes. That got through, but it's something they noticed on film that, Montgomery could, kind of fall prey to because of the quickness of this St. Joe's team.
Yeah, they're able to take those passing lanes away fairly quickly, so you got to be careful with how you're passing it.
Fronting and backing the big man Rabayo. This is the kind of situation where somebody's got to drive the basketball into the middle of the court. Vlasic will get it back, and he's going to hoist from the top of the key. No good. In and out for Noah.
One of those got to fall.
Yeah, you would hope. Good first step from Barlow, and now back to the corner for Y. That one's flat and no good. Rabayo, though, just out-hustled for the rebound. And
Prescott.
yeah, great job. Curry stuttering into the lane, kicking more. He'll try a three.
Oh, come on.
Man, struggles. Struggle bus for the Cougs from the outside in quarter number 1.
Someone take the lid off that basket. Oh.
And what do we get? A walk. Second time today that I think Montgomery was looking for a foul, and the officials just said, you know what, we're going to split the difference here.
Yeah, better the walk than a foul for Metuchen.
Under a minute to go in this first quarter. And they will throw over the top. Rabayo between two guys, no. An offensive rebound is rejected. And St. Joe's will try to come the other direction. Prescott read that the whole way. That was a good job defensively.
Rabayo's out there fighting tonight, though, man. You can tell he's putting some work in.
Yep. Dangerous feed into the middle. Would have loved to have that one. And on the baseline.
Oh.
Wow. Who threw that down?
Ethan Simmon was a little bit incredulous. He thought he was going to get called for a travel, but.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was at first.
So all things considered, if Montgomery can grab a bucket here, it would not be the worst quarter in the world. Rabayo to the corner. Curry. Extra pass. Chris from 3, no good.
I'm noticing they're very quick to jump on those outside shots, and you saw Curry pump there. He just pumped twice.
A wild shot at the buzzer, no good. So not really what we anticipated out of quarter number 1. Before we head to the break, let's head to Mandy.
All right, guys, we saw a tough shooting game coming into this quarter as both teams failed to score until about 2 minutes into the quarter. For St. Joe's, we see them being dangerous from beyond the arc and in the transition, where for Montgomery, Chris Rabayo has all 4 points for them this quarter. Back to you guys.
We are headed to a break. Montgomery trails at 10-4. We'll be right back. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to the Cougar Den. Full MIRE staff with you. Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, Tim Bartholomew, Brandon Fury, and Mandy Shelvin. All on hand as we begin quarter number 2 in a matchup of pretty talented New Jersey high school basketball teams. Prescott, he'll drive quickly to the lane, and again, the shooting woes continue for Montgomery.
Just got to keep at it. Well, eventually it's going to fall, and then they're going to keep them coming.
Curry grabs the rebound off of the St. Joe's miss. He's weaving his way inside, and instead we'll find Josh Moore. We saw him when he came in with that second group on Saturday against Hillsborough, just kind of how he was attacking, and a careless turnover there.
Yeah, that's something that can't happen. That's no pressure kind of turnover, and we need the ball, and we need all our shots that we can get.
Szymborski comes back into the game after that. Boy, Montgomery just really needs to knock down a couple of shots, because it's not, this is a pretty even game. Other than the fact, Montgomery hasn't shot the ball. We're shooting 5% here.
Closing out on a couple 3-pointers would have made a huge difference here.
No doubt. Let's see if they can get out and run here as Curry. Hesitation. Into the middle. Great job
There
as
you
Prescott
go.
will finish.
Just another amazing pass by Curry.
Good job by Vlasic again to take the baseline away from Campbell. Montgomery bench getting into it a little bit. A couple guys on their feet.
Oh, we got our fans into it. Looking good.
All 11 fans.
Hey, they sound like 12.
Baseline drive is no good. And again, Rubio, a good job there on the glass.
I mean, collectively, everyone's missing shots tonight. It's crazy.
Curry was looking for a little bit of spacing. Prescott off the screen. He'll fire, no good. Rubio battling between two guys, can't tip it outside. Pull up three, that's good.
Yeah. And that's what they want to do.
Josh Ingram, the sophomore, 6'3", knocking down that three for St. Joe's. Curry, stutter step into the lane, left-handed, he's got it.
All right, now I feel it. Let's go.
And did they get a turnover here? Yes, they do. Just a
Nice.
careless turnover from
Yeah.
Barlow.
Right, get things going, Here comes Gordy. You know, they're really doing a lot of the things that we talked about. They're eliminating the fouls. They're doing a great job on the boards. You know, like the only thing they're not doing is what we didn't even think about.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, no real thought to the fact that both these teams were going to shoot this poorly early.
yeah.
Curry, all the way across court.
No.
Szymborski, no, that's off the mark. And he's got to hustle to get back. And a blocking foul on Prescott.
Yeah, it was a good attempt to take the charge, but just couldn't get his feet set.
So that will result in free throws for St. Joe's. Well, I don't really know how many times I can talk about the theory of regression back to the mean statistically. You know, it was
at least once a game.
well, it was a main focus of the Muck and Meyer podcast this week, just because, you know, the longer you watch sports, the more relevant that mathematical theorem becomes. And I refuse to believe in situations where you're as talented a team as Montgomery is, that things are just going to continue down the same path. Curry, up and under. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
I want to see him keep attacking the middle. That's where really almost all the offense has come from, just him attacking the middle.
That's a great observation. It definitely seems like that's where we're having the most success now. And if the more we attack the middle, the more that they're going to crash on it, and then it's going to open up three-pointers where we don't have to shoot over their 6'5" defender, or you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was something that, you know, else that they had talked about, you know, as they watched film this week, was the ability for ball handlers to get into the middle. You know, attacking their ball screen defense was something that Montgomery felt that they might be able to take advantage of. Rubio, his rest was brief, as we thought it might be. Prescott has become a much better on-ball defender in the last year. Gordy there.
Nice rebound by Gordy. Going up strong, taking it down.
Curry, here comes the ball screen. They'll go back to Chris.
Oh,
I would have thought that would have been a situation he would have pulled it. But instead, they'll just be a little bit more patient.
It's good. It's only a 5-point lead. Good
Prescott
spin.
gets himself out of some danger, knocks down a little mid-range jumper.
It's a nice, good little spin move. Get the mid-range jumper.
In a basketball world where that does not happen very often, it's just Prescott kind of makes a living in that 8-foot to 10-foot range.
Yeah, and it's much different than years past. You know, he always used to live behind the arc, and now that's his new spot, and really a valuable part of our offense.
Yeah, those short corner jumpers, foul line, you know, edge jumpers, elbow jumpers.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's a mid-range jumper, no good, and Curry comes down with it.
Just sure-handed.
Prescott finds himself open. No no.
Thought you almost got a second chance on that one. Ooh, a little bit of a high dribble on that last one.
Great pass inside. Rabayo, yeah, out there to close. Travel.
Do you think that's one of the drawbacks of being such a fast-paced team? Like all the quickness, like they've traveled at least 3-4 times now.
No doubt.
Do you think that, like, you know, they're just thinking about moving before they can actually do it?
I also think that that's a function of the help defense. To be honest with you, you know, it's not like somebody wants to travel with the basketball.
Oh, no.
You know,
It's just one of those things where you're trying to do something before you can actually do it.
Curry, his three off the mark as he was looking to tie the basketball game. And another out-of-bounds play is St. Joe's just kind of losing their way a little bit. Amari Campbell that time standing on the sideline.
No, really. Go ahead. Curry.
They're kind of leaving or letting Montgomery stay in the game as Montgomery's shooting poorly, but they keep having stupid mistakes like that, standing out of bounds, traveling multiple times. We've seen it.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna hear about that at halftime.
Because those opportunities wasted is where you could really run up the score a little bit when a team like Montgomery's not shooting as well.
Yeah, you want to take advantage of that.
Grundy, I don't know if that was a full or a 30. Well, it's a 30, so we'll keep you here. Montgomery trails it by 3, 15-12. Midway through quarter number 2, and guys, you know, for as poorly as they have shot it, it's a one-possession ball game.
Yeah, I mean, St. Joe's they're not doing as well as I think they anticipated either. So it's kind of going both ways. But you know, now's your opportunity. You know, if you can step on it and get some points offensively, we can maybe open a gap on them and then run from there.
I mean, 15-12. I would have expected 15-12 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Forget about 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that 87 you were talking about.
No, I don't think so. It would be amazing. Curry off a screen. His 3, no good. And, man, the looks have been there. They just haven't knocked him down. Good closeout. Nearly another travel, no good. But Gordy there, you saw the height as they throw all the way up ahead. That time it's Rabayo for Vlasic, and that layup won't go.
Great look.
Rabayo trying to do his best Ryan Curry impersonation. Here's Barlow for 3, and he knocks it down.
Yeah. It's a great board by Gordy underneath again. He's getting stronger and just playing better and better each and every game.
Here's a 3 as they try to answer back and can't. Prescott still looking to break down that dam.
We're getting absolutely 0 offensive boards.
Barlow as he gets a ball screen. And a fadeaway just inside the three-point line is good. So that's back-to-back buckets for Eli Barlow, the 5'10" senior. Montgomery's in bad need of a bucket as they go to Rabayo this time, and he finishes nicely around the rim.
And way to have the presence to not come down with it. If he comes down with it, he's going to get defended. Great job.
Barlow again creates some space. Good challenge by Prescott. And Montgomery now. Curry just avoids pressure going behind his back. Just pull it from there, baby. Instead, he'll throw up the floater. Yes. That's discipline from Curry, where last season we saw him go recklessly into the paint and potentially pick up an offensive foul. Smart enough there to use the spacing to get the floater in the bucket.
Yep. And just confidence knowing that floater is going to fall.
70 seconds to go first half. A low-scoring first half. A stop and a bucket, and you're almost back to even here. Gordy slips down, and that's just going to result in a jam for Miles Y. That's just bad luck.
Yeah.
Curry looking to answer. Up and under. That time he got himself a little too far under the basket, and it's resulting in some transition. And St. Joe's cannot capitalize.
Great pass.
Curry will leak out, and he gets underneath the block attempt from St. Joe's to lay it in. All the way cross court. Here's Y for 3. High hand from Gordy as we're under 20 to go. Curry, stutter step to the lane, and he's got it.
You love it. You love it. He's got that quick step, man. Once he's by you.
Under 10 to go. They got to get a stop here. And a 3 as Gordy's got the hand up there. Can Curry hustle? He's got time with 3, with 2, with 1, for 3 at the buzzer.
Oh,
Good.
come on.
Wow, that would have been pretty amazing if they had gone into the locker room somehow with the lead.
I don't know who wanted that shot more, Curry or me.
Let's head to Mandy. Mandy, what do you have?
Hey guys, in this quarter, Montgomery, we saw early missing many open shots, which Coach Grundy preached to the players. Keep playing with confidence and keep shooting, as those shots will fall eventually, which can threaten the St. Joseph's lead, as we've seen a few times. And for St. Joseph's, they've caused more turnovers for themselves in this quarter, yet they have still stayed dangerous beyond the arc, as threes make up most of their points. Back to you guys.
Ryan Curry nearly single-handedly has brought Montgomery back into this one. We're at halftime, and the Cougars trail it by a bucket. We'll be back with some statistics and analysis right after this. You are caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to the Cougar Den. We are at halftime. Keith Glock, Tim Bartholomew, Brandon Fury, Matt Pogue, and Mandy Shovlin. And Montgomery trails it by 2. But guys, this one could have been a lot worse in either direction.
Absolutely. It absolutely could have. It's a little unexpected, and you kind of wonder what to attribute that to.
Well, I can tell you what I attribute it to. I don't think that we're reinventing the wheel with this comment here. If they get into the middle, they can score. They need to knock down wide open shots. This is a team that has lived on knocking down three-pointers all year long, and we're over from beyond the arc, right?
Yeah, we haven't hit anything.
I mean, what are the chances of that? That when was the last time you can even remember a half where Montgomery didn't hit a three-pointer?
I know. I mean, look at Prescott in the last several games. I mean, I don't know how many he hit in Hillsborough, but the 2 before that he had 5 and 7, right?
Yeah.
Like just banging threes, and we haven't hit any.
I have such faith in it. It's not like the 3 is the thing that they're settling for with any one guy, because Szymborski can hit 5 or 6. Prescott can hit 5 or 6. We've seen them all do it at certain points. You knock down 3 of the 10 that you've taken, you're winning this game almost by double digits, and you feel okay about life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a confidence thing, if it's just they're not on they're not. It's just an off night. Who knows? What is that? What's going on?
I think you got to just see 1 or 2 go through the bottom of the net, and
sure,
things could be different.
I'll tell you what, I do like, some players. I said it a couple times already tonight, but I'm impressed with how Gordy's playing. He's doing a good job on the boards, and he's getting some good passes. I mean, he just looks stronger under there tonight than he has in other nights, more sure of himself.
I agree.
So, I mean, if he can continue to do that, if we can get the ball inside into the middle, we can start scoring some points and making a difference.
No doubt about that. Let's get some halftime statistics with Mandy Shovlin. Mandy, go ahead.
All right, so for halftime stats, we had Curry with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Chris Rabaio with 6 points and 3 rebounds. And Matt Prescott with 4 points, making up Montgomery's total 20 points. And for the Cougars to be successful here, they have to stay confident in their abilities and in their shooting and have these shots fall. And it's a very winnable game, which is what Coach Gundy said before the half. Back to you guys.
I could not agree more. Just got to knock down a couple of those shots. But, I mean, and then as you hear the stat breakdown, it's no shock. It's the big 3 that are, scoring all of your points. But,
Barry, what goes in your head when the analogy for you is if, you miss a couple blocks that you're usually supposed to make, like, how do you recoup and get yourself into being able to make those blocks?
Yeah, well, it's kind of cliche, but just next play type mentality. You can't if you think about the last play, you're not going to make the next play.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of how they have to think about it. And if the end of the second quarter was a preview to anything, it's just Curry might will us into this game and keep us in it until the shots start falling.
We are underway, quarter number 3, Montgomery and St. Joe's. And the Falcons begin with it on offense. Here's Barlow. His baseline drive is short, and Vlasic there to pull it down. So let's see what the Cougs can come up with. It'll be Szymborski. His rainbow, no good. But
Good
Rabaio,
board, get big.
right underneath, and he also cannot convert.
Dish out.
They try for a Euro. Great extra couple passes. No good. Szymborski caught standing and watching as Rabaio thought he had some help. Here's another 3 on the way, and that is good.
That's something you really can't do is just ball watch, because it goes from another defensive stop to kind of give you some momentum on offense to a 3.
Cody Robinson able to convert there. An errant pass to the inside, and here comes St. Joe's, but great job by Prescott to recover.
Good steal.
Curry inside. Great look for Prescott, and Matt will finish with the right hand.
I didn't even know Noah was open until he was touching the ball and putting it in the basket.
3-point lead for St. Joe's.
Terrific vision.
Got to give Pro nearly another travel, but Prescott again comes down with a steal, and he needs a little bit of help.
Great sequence here from Prescott to start the half.
Defensively, he's doing his job.
And, you know, you love to see that hustle back on the defensive end when it was really kind of a little miscommunication on a pass for him from the, into the inside, as Szymborski will fire away again, and that's short. So JT's struggles continue. Here comes a leak out. And
good D.
And good no call as they throw up ahead for Vlasic. He'll go all the way back for Curry. He's going to pull up now. He's no good.
Good job, Noah.
Prescott now. Wide open. He's no good. Robayo, another one. Prescott will try again.
No.
Still no good. Montgomery still searching for that first three-pointer of the basketball game. Unbelievable. We've played almost 21 minutes. How many times would you give Prescott wide open back-to-back looks at the top of the key and think he's not hitting one of them?
0.
Wise three, no good. And Szymborski. Curry. Still a three-point game. Stuttering. Leaves for Vlasic. And Noah is hit, no call. And that was one that the officials were just trying to hold the whistle on. And if that had resulted in a St. Joe's steal, that's one as an official you go like, oh, it is too late for me to call a foul.
Yeah.
Like, this basketball, it's got to happen faster than that.
Yeah, it's just one of these, the whistle got caught in his mouth and he just didn't make the call, and then it just luckily worked out for Montgomery.
Yeah.
You know what? That's 3 now where they could have been offensive. Well, 2 before they could have been offensive fouls, and that one another foul there that even though Montgomery keeps the ball all 3 times, you still want the other team to have more fouls.
Yeah, it makes a difference. You get in that one-on-one situation or.
This is a pretty good matchup for Montgomery.
Yeah.
I don't think you force it into Robayo here because they see that what's happening and they're fronting and backing.
I think they're trying to bait them into it, and that's why they put the smaller guy on them. So they think, oh, look at the matchup, take it. But good IQ by the Cougs not to throw it in there.
Curry, yes! Yeah! And one! That could be the spark that they need.
Get big.
Ryan Curry pulling off another circus shot as we near the midpoint of quarter number 3.
Unbelievable job by him. Keep attacking. Very patient, too, not to force it in there like we were talking about before. And it comes out with the highlight play.
Yeah.
I think we have some blood. And I think that was the reason for the stoppage. Curry at the line, and he will look to tie this ball game at 25.
I'm not going to speculate. I don't know if it was blood or they actually just sat him down. I don't see any.
Yeah, he seemed upset about the call.
Yeah.
Interesting. Curry misses the free throw, so St. Joe's is still up, but a careless turnover for Campbell.
Curry was just standing at the line forever waiting to shoot it. And
got a little iced.
Yeah.
I am surprised right now. If I was St. Joe's, they can't be pleased with how they're playing either, that they have not picked up full court. I would have that would have been something that I would have changed.
Well, maybe they have watched some tape and see what happens when
Vlasic, as the Cougs remain cold from beyond the arc. You hear Grundy, keep shooting. Good job by Prescott on the baseline. A mid-range jumper, no good. Robayo is out-jumped, and a great finish on the inside for Miles Y, and a timeout on the floor. It's a 3-point lead for St. Joe's. We'll take a break. 3:50 to go, third quarter. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to the MIRE. Mandy shoveling on the sideline let us know that the official just kind of came over and had said to St. Joe's that perhaps Eli Barlow needs a substitution before something worse happens.
Gotcha.
So some game management from the official as they try to go inside for Rabayo. Good ball fake, left-handed layup, no good. He's got his own rebound, and he'll finish. And one.
That's an unbelievable play. Almost fighting there by himself. Everyone else just back, ready to get on defense, expecting him to make it, and him just battling 1-on-4 underneath. Great job by him.
Yeah, he's been doing it all night, man. It's been a dogfight down there.
Chest bumps all around for the Cougar bench as Rabayo now will look to tie it. First foul of the ball game on Miles Y. The 6'9" Lafayette bound forward knocks down the free throw. We are right back where we started, tied, 27 apiece.
Let's go.
Can Montgomery take advantage? This would be a spot where if you can get a stop and then somehow maybe take the lid off of the three-point arc, but a great job by Amari Campbell to get a bucket. Here comes Curry. Prescott for three. Still no good.
I just feel like he's rushing a little bit. You can tell he didn't set his feet on that one. He had a little extra time, and he didn't take it, and he just kind of forced it up.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of growing impatient, waiting for the first one to fall. But, I mean, you can't force it, or else it won't fall.
That's a good contest from Rabayo. 2 unanswered buckets. Curry. He'll streak to the basket, kicking, Prescott, another three, no good. They have it on the floor. Nearly miscommunication as Curry will kick back outside. Here's some extras, Szymborski, yes!
Yeah, there we go.
Finally, and a timeout for Grundy.
So
Now St. Joe's has to be careful here. They're still arguing about a call from 2 possessions ago out on the court. Now, based on what the officials did earlier, that shortens the leash. I'm telling you, it does.
Yeah.
If you have enough courtesy to come over and suggest that you substitute a player out, if you want to keep fighting with me about something that happened 4 possessions ago, you better watch out.
Yeah.
Because I don't care how patient you are as an official, you're not that patient. Montgomery trails it by a point, 31-30. And finally, guys, JT Szymborski gets Montgomery off the schneid, as my dad used to say, and knocks down its first three-pointer of the game nearly 2.5 quarters after this one started. Nobody would have thought that.
Yeah, if you would have told me at the beginning of the game that Montgomery's not going to hit a three-pointer until midway through the third quarter, I would have laughed at you.
Seriously, right? I mean,
I would have laughed. I would have said, you mean midway through the first 4 minutes, you know, they would hit a three-pointer.
pretty unbelievable. So here is St. Joe's. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Barlow is back in the game for St. Joe's. Good job by Rabayo. As they got to get out on that shooter. That is the guy that they need to cover, Josh Ingram off the bench.
Falcons doing a good job. Every time Montgomery gets a little momentum, gets back into it, they...
Then they're going to say out of bounds off of the big Lafayette-bound senior. So a 4-point game. St. Joe. Montgomery been unable to just snatch all of the momentum for possessions at a time as Prescott comes down with the rebound off another St. Joe's miss.
I feel like we're kind of scoring one and then they scored two type of thing, and that's why we still haven't led tonight.
Curry!
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable, acrobatically done.
That's unreal.
He has kept us in this ball game, boy. Under a minute to go. And Curry nearly hitting it into star mode in Mario Kart. He's starting to jaw a little bit. These are the moments we talked about in that early Muck and Mire podcast episode with him where he said he can feel it.
I think he's been feeling it since the last 2 minutes of the first half. And it's just finally, I guess at the end of every quarter, he's just going to bring it.
We need it for an entire fourth quarter now.
Under 20 seconds to go. Third quarter. Great job by Prescott to step into the passing lane. Here comes Curry. He's 1-on-2. Can he get to the hoop? And he's got it knocked out of his hands and out of bounds.
It's a good take. I like that. You go up, you're 1-on-2. Hopefully you get fouled, but now the ball's turned. You get to inbound it. Hopefully you get at least one shot before the
Good
quarter.
substitution there for St. Joe's to get Miles Y back in the game. Cougs looking to tie or go ahead. Curry right off the inbound. Rising, firing, no good.
Come on.
Vlasic knocks it back out for Prescott with 2, with 1. Curry at the buzzer. No good. My goodness. Let's head over to Mandy.
All right, guys, although the Cougars are struggling to make their three-point opportunities, they have still been a presence within the offense. With regards to offense in the huddle, Coach Grundy tells his players to stay patient as their baskets will eventually fall, and if they shoot with confidence and in rhythm, they will fall more often. Back to you guys.
8 minutes to go in the Den. Montgomery trails it by a bucket. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to the Den. Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, Tim Bartholomew, Brandon Fury, and Mandy Shovlin. Montgomery will begin with the basketball, and boy, has the lid been on the hoop from beyond the arc for the Cougs today.
When are their percentages going to balance out? I'm waiting for that.
You and me both.
Be a great time for you to be right.
You said it. Here's Robayo on the post. He tries to go underneath. It'll go back out to Curry. He's going to fire away. Still no good from the Cougar captain. A 3, no good. Robayo there to contest, and he's got it. Curry's going to leak out. He'll go hard. He's hit. How is that not a foul? I heard it with the headset on. I heard it with the headset on that he got slapped.
That's terrible.
Wow, that's tough. That is tough. That seems like the first miss from these guys tonight because they've done a pretty good job. Prescott. Timeout from St. Joe's to save a possession. Grundy's still looking for an explanation on that as Curry says, I got whacked.
Puts his arm out.
Look at the mark.
4 fingers right on the arm. All right, 1 minute gone by in the fourth quarter. And they're going to switch it to a full timeout, so we'll take the break with them. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to the Den. Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, Tim Bartholomew, Brandon Fury, and Mandy Shovlin. As the Cougars remain in shouting distance of this one, guys, and this has just been struggle bus city for both teams. We predicted like 87-82, And I said, there's no chance that we get 45-42. And here we are with 6:50 to go, and it's 34-32. I never in my life, Vegas had this one all wrong, let me tell you.
I mean, that's just how it goes. Two great teams, both playing their hearts out, just ball not going in sometimes. That's how it works.
I mean,
Dribble drive and a careless pass. That was one of those NFL screen passes. Jeff Jordan.
in defense of your prediction, if a third of the shots we missed went in,
And
it would be.
yeah, and honestly, the looks have been there. It's almost inexplicable. Good hedge as they go backdoor. Curry patiently for Rubio. A corner three for him is no good, but it bounces into the hands of Ryan, and he'll go inside, and Rubio finishes. We're tied.
Here now, this is where we need them to step it up, man.
And you know what was that possession was made by Prescott. Prescott again on the inside, just keeping things alive. Here's a long three. Wow, knocked it down. Cody Robinson, almost a set shot.
Yeah. They've been doing it all night. I said it earlier. Every time we do something well, they come back and they do something well as well.
That's a skill. That is a skill. Curry, he's open. He's going to rise and fire with a hand in his face, and they still remain cold. One for the century from beyond the arc.
Curry and Prescott combined are probably like 0 for 12 right now from three.
Oh, at least. Great board from Prescott.
Just a great box out, put himself in position.
Curry just going for too much there.
Don't force it.
Vlasic on the run out as it'll end up in the hands of Curry. Good spacing, Prescott, great extra pass. Oh, Rubio is going to get fouled.
I think that's a makeup call there.
I mean, it was a good defensive play. He probably did get a little bit of his hand though.
Foul goes against Cody Robinson. His second, just the team's third. Montgomery has not picked up a foul in this entire second half. Goes to show you just kind of how the officials have let this one play, which I don't really have a problem with.
No, but it could come back to haunt us if we need a...
Yeah, if you need a foul. First free throw for Chris is no good. Short off the front rim.
And that's uncharacteristic.
Yeah, very. The lead remains 3 for St. Joe's. Still an eternity to go in this ball game. Second one from the Cougar captain is good.
Keeps it within 2.
So let's see what St. Joe's has in their bag of tricks. And a travel. So not a ton so far. Montgomery has got to... When is this going to happen? I'm going to sound like a broken record. I'm going to retire myself from all of this stuff if they don't hit a couple of these shots at least. They're getting the looks that they want. Curry, kicking, Prescott. No, he's got his own rebound. Vlasic. No. This is inexplicable.
I can't imagine this.
It's inexplicable.
Craziness.
This is not a bad shooting team. Curry looking for the foul call. You're not going to get it in a game that's been officiated like this one has been. Long three. That's short. Szymborski making sure that nobody can get to that one. So St. Joe's matching us shot for shot.
It's just an ugly game.
Yeah.
Just how it goes sometimes.
And you know what? Stereotypically, if you had said Montgomery was able to crud this one up enough, that would have played to our advantage. And so far, I mean, I guess if you're going to crud it up on the offensive end like Montgomery has, you needed to crud it the entire direction, the directionality of the game.
You know, defensively, they're playing a great game. It's just...
Yeah.
It just goes back to the basics of you need to score more than the other team to win. You can do everything else right, but if you don't score more, you can't win.
Prescott has it stolen because he and Rubio are not on the same page, and an acrobatic layup is good from Amari Campbell. That's what you can't have.
No, that's a wasted opportunity, and it just makes it harder to make the comeback.
Curry to the lane! Woo! Trying to keep us in it.
He's had an answer for every great play they've made. He's just made one right after.
And, you know, in a situation like the set before where he doesn't touch the ball, you can't really criticize him because and we're going to get foul on the inside on Montgomery on Szymborski. That he's got to be dog tired. He hasn't come out.
Yeah.
You know, and then so it's like he knows he's saving up some energy, and you see it there. It's just it can't be 1,000 miles an hour the whole time. It just can't. Miles Y, no good. And another layup inside, no good. Curry comes down with it. He splits two guys with pace. And that's going to be kicked out of bounds off of Curry's foot.
That would have been an unbelievable play after he just splits him.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would just try to finish it himself on that one. He tried to look it out to
Right. I think that's one where you're just like, just take that one yourself.
Yep.
Oh, Szymborski almost got his hand on it.
Montgomery really wants Y to hoist it from the outside. The Montgomery bench almost goading him to try to put it up. Montgomery looking for an illegal screen, and they didn't get the call. And a travel.
That's the third one where it could be a charge, but it turns into a travel. Same result. Montgomery gets the ball, but it's the fouls that.
Yeah, and I have a feeling it's going to come down to we're going to need to stop the clock or they're going to need to stop the clock, and neither team really has that many fouls.
What can they do here? Curry leaves it inside, and another layup for Prescott.
Great vision.
Timeout for Grundy. As again we are tied. We've pulled even at 39. Now this, guys, is where they've been unable to get the next basket. Timmy, you've said it a couple of times tonight. Every time Montgomery's gotten even or even a little momentum, St. Joe's has had an answer. So now what do you do defensively to dial this up a couple of notches and get a stop?
I mean, I tell them play aggressive. They got fouls to give. It could help us in the end. I mean, press them, pressure them, make them really earn it, and you know, that's what I would say. I mean, I'm obviously a track coach, so I don't know if that would be good advice or not.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Just because they haven't been able to string together any basketball, good offense, I'd say this has to be the most important defensive possession to come.
Absolutely.
Pogue, you're the defensive guru. What are you dialing up here?
Honestly, the pick and roll has been an issue for them because the shooters are getting that nice fade out, and I would just make sure that you're going over all the screens and closing out.
We approach the 2-minute mark of this ball game, and these two Central Jersey powerhouses are tied at 39. Barlow, he'll hoist with Prescott in his face. That's way off the mark, and Vlasic has it. And as we go under 2 minutes, Montgomery will try to take the lead. Szymborski spinning, the sophomore into the lane, and he can't get it to go. Prescott trying to track him down from behind. Great job by Robayo to challenge, but they're going to get a foul on the senior. And that's okay. Make them earn it from the line.
Yeah, they haven't actually had many trips there.
Szymborski, boy, was looking for the highlight of his young career. The basketball gods have just is there a wind inside here today? I don't know. First free throw is good, so the answer to our question was no. There was not a Montgomery answer that
we could get a
let them pull ahead. 2 for 2 for Ethan Simmon, and again, St. Joe's leads it by a bucket. Curry. Szymborski. No good. And Montgomery cannot track it down. I thought Curry was going to come up with it, and we're going to get a foul behind the play. Szymborski again on the foul. Third foul of the half. Second on Szymborski in the last minute or so. 90 seconds to go. If I'm Montgomery and you get a stop here, I'm running off of a missed basket.
No doubt.
Timeout, St. Joe's. That's a good timeout. That is a good timeout. Let's reset it. No reason to go away, as this one has been not pretty, but exciting.
Yeah.
As these two teams have gone neck and neck. 41-39 St. Joe's in a game that has produced about half the number of points that we would have expected from these two squads.
Yeah, I mean, this game it's so odd to me because you want to be able to say to the coach, regardless of the outcome at this point, is like, hey, good game. But, like, can you say that when offensively you, like, didn't hit anything, you know? So it's just so – it's an odd game. They played great defense. Some people played some solid quality minutes. Curry's obviously having a great game. But nobody's hit anything.
The part that's making it exciting is we're like, oh, come on, get in there, when normally we're like, oh, it's a 3. That normally falls for us.
That's going in, right? The anticipation, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's waiting for the dam to break. One of these guys, to see it go in, I don't know. There to me is something about that psychologically.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a minute 26. How many chances are you going to get to see it go in?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's 90 seconds left. You still got a couple more.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a foul on, I think, Prescott. Yep.
Yeah. But I like that. I think it's a good foul.
Yep. Second foul on Matt. .79 ticks to go. St. Joe's really with no incentive to hurry anything. So Montgomery doubling. Robayo got the steal. He's going to race the other way. And he's going to be fouled.
Woo!
Oh, boy. Well, that was exactly what Montgomery was trying to draw up here.
Senior captain makes a huge, must-needed play, and
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would have just liked to see him slam it home and get the foul of it for good measure, but I'll take this as well.
Big free throws from Chris. First one. No.
we haven't shot many free throws, but we haven't really shot well from the line. Not like we haven't shot enough to say like we really haven't shot well, but I mean
this is what probably his 8th free throw.
I will say it. We haven't shot well anywhere.
Yeah.
If there's a line, we didn't shoot well from it.
1 for 2 from Chris. It's a 1-point game. No shot clock in New Jersey high school basketball. Can they force a 10? Gotta hurry. And Robayo nearly gets another steal. Woo. As he goes tumbling into the Falcon bench. 59.9. Cody Robinson will trigger the inbound for St. Joe's. Robinson was getting desperate enough that he almost had to try to throw it off of Szymborski's leg, but he was saved by a timeout from his head coach. 41-40, 59 seconds to go. No, not in the first half, but in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Middlesex County powerhouse St. Joseph High School of Metuchen leads the 7-1 Montgomery Cougars. Montgomery needs a steal off the inbound, a quick trap, something what I can tell you what we're not looking to do is trap so hard that you give up an easy bucket. You're either trapping and forcing that pass across court where you're hoping again a Robayo or a Vlasic can streak out to try to steal it, or you're going to foul. You still have 2 to give before you put St. Joe's to the line. And Timmy, to your point earlier, that's still a lot of fouls to give in a situation like this.
Yeah. I mean, so they did a good job in this fourth quarter being able to like give someone, as Prescott gave kind of almost a senseless foul, but it was a good one because it gave it to them. It stopped them from setting their offense. You know, but it's 2 fouls in a minute. Hopefully it doesn't come to having to give the foul.
Robinson does get it in.
It's a good inbound.
Yep. And they get a foul on the outside with 52. Vlasic will pick up the foul. His second, team's fifth. Gordy's going to check on in for Szymborski.
I like that. A little bit more height in front of him. Longer reach.
And honestly, this is not a spot where you really can afford to give up an offensive board.
Yep.
And what are we going to get? A jump ball. Possession arrow, though, with St. Joe's.
I don't know. That could still be huge, though.
Yes. 48 to go.
They got to inbound it again. And
Gordy playing a big role here as he guards Cody Robinson on this inbound. Montgomery trails it by a point. Here comes the double. They avoid it. They get a steal. Prescott to Curry. He goes to the lane. Lays it in.
Yes!
Montgomery has the lead with 40 seconds to go. Here comes Cody Robinson. Got to play D now. First time Montgomery's led. Got to get a handout. Why? And they're going to get a foul underneath. That's the last foul to give for Montgomery. Holy cow, Montgomery's.
Oh, man, my heart. I don't know
What
if I can take it.
What a time for a first lead, right? 27 seconds to go.
Yeah, how about that?
And a timeout from Chris Grundy. How about that?
Fearless finish from Curry.
Exactly. Well, I was just going to say that, Fury. What a finish around the bucket for Ryan Curry. How good has he been in this ballgame?
He's carried us. I mean, he's kept us in it when shots don't fall, even when layups weren't falling, his were. And the spark he brings on defense, and you see him in the middle of the huddle right now, that energy is translating. That's why this team gets a steal when you really shouldn't. If a good basketball team puts it away and makes you have 7 fouls and shoot 1-and-1s.
This is an interesting decision. Why did St. Joe's break the huddle already? They came out of the huddle with, and I guess now Montgomery's going to do it, so they're going to end the timeout early. I would have kept my guys in the huddle if I was Grundy. Make the St. Joe's guys stand around out there.
Yeah, ice them. This is a big inbound, big inbound. They've been doing a good job,
Need a stop. Gordy to guard the inbound. They go up top. Romario! No, he can't get a hand on it. Oh, my gosh.
20 seconds.
Driving, dishing. They get out on it. And a three.
No!
Barlow knocks it down. 15 seconds to go. St. Joe's by 2. Here's Curry. And he's going to be fouled. 11.9.
This is that next play mentality you got to keep. See, they're all getting really excited, but I mean, there's plenty of time to make a layup here. You just got to stay level-headed.
They got another foul. They've got another foul to give.
They do. 5th team foul. First foul on Eli Barlow. 11.9 to go. You got to assume they are going to foul and make Montgomery inbound it again after this. Romario. Curry, I'd pull it from right there. And what? A foul. He was pointing at the Montgomery bench, and I thought Coach Grundy called timeout or something like that based on how he was pointing, but no. So last foul to give there, so they can't foul again.
See, I think that was a bad foul to give right there.
Now I see you make him inbound it again here, which I'm okay with. Look for Prescott to get it right back off this inbound. Curry. Lob. Romario. They go save it. And a foul. Wow. Montgomery might not even get a shot off here. All right, so now 2.9. They need a miss on the 1-and-1. Montgomery saying that they're going to want a timeout on the miss. And I'm good with that. There's, just about 3 seconds to go, which is plenty of time to get it up the court. First one, good. All right, so he makes this one and then it's over. He misses, and Montgomery has still got a prayer.
If there was a time for a 3 to fall, it'd be now.
Yeah.
And he makes it.
Well, we can hope that somebody makes a mistake on St. Joe's Metuchen and fouls them while they shoot the 3.
Can you imagine? Just foul him on a half-court shot. Wow, St. Joe's has pulled ahead 46-42. They tried to go over the top to Rabayo to get the tying bucket. And St. Joe's able to save it from going out of bounds and then get fouled, knock down a couple of free throws, and do pretty much everything to put this one out of reach here, barring a minor Montgomery miracle.
Yeah, it's they closed it out well there. You needed a turnover and they got it. So gotta hope for a prayer here.
This will be the 3 that does fall.
Oh, I mean, no doubt. I mean, if you're St. Joe's, there's no reason to even touch anybody. Just let him make him catch it in the backcourt and then let him go. You know.
I mean, I wouldn't even pressure him. I would
No,
just stay back.
Curry was looking for some contact there, didn't get it. His half-court shot at the buzzer will not go, and that will do it. Montgomery 42 and St. Joe's 46. Cougs on the wrong side of that one. Let's head over to Mandy. Mandy, what do you have?
Hey guys, so this game was really up for grabs until the last second. In the huddle, Coach Grundy said that there's no second guessing the shots. Play hard and dig in, as that is what will win the game. Unfortunately, it did not happen for the Cougs this time. But what we did see for the Cougs was the magnitude and strength of their defense, as St. Joe's usually scores 70-plus points a game. So that is a bright side to look up on for this game. Back to you guys.
The inability to hit open threes today, obviously the very easy explanation for a loss like this. But, I mean, I think it's another example that you can play with just about anybody. And Fury, take the camera to the left side of the court right now, please. There you go. Poke, lose that graphic here. You can see what Montgomery right now just doing. Prescott and Vlasic just unhappy with, you know, this is like almost equivalent to going out there and running sprints after a game, you know, that you need to see a couple of these go down, and it's, you know, I don't know if this is more or less frustrating watching them knock down a couple of.
It's definitely more frustrating, and it's got to be more frustrating for them. It's not something they're accustomed to experiencing. You know, like, you know, sometimes they have an off day, but an off day for them is they hit 2 or 3. You know, and today it was 0.
A battle of two Central Jersey powerhouses certainly did not go the way that we thought it would go, but it was as competitive as we thought it might be. The proceeding has been a production of the MIRE. It's the sole property of the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this game without the express consent of the MIRE is strictly prohibited. Tomorrow night is senior night in Skillman. Make sure you tune in. We are varsity only tomorrow because we're going to have an extended pregame because of some of the special stuff that we have planned, both live senior night presentation and a pre-produced segment that we have for our trio of seniors. So make sure you tune in for that one. St. Joe's 46 and Montgomery 42. For Tim Bartholomew, Brandon Fury, Mandy Shovelin, and Matt Pogue, I'm Keith Glock. Thanks for watching.